What's going on, guys? This week we got commissioned to build some pair of built-ins for a customer, and they wanted them built out of pine. It turned out great. Pine is obviously the most cost-effective wood and material you can get. Super simple build, literally just 4 boxes, and then I slid some 1/4-inch plywood on the interior, brad nailed some 1/4-inch plywood to the exterior, built some lids out of just 1/4-inch ply or 3/4-inch plywood. Like I said, super simple. Got the hinges at Home Depot for like $3 a pair. So if y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, please feel free to leave them in the comments. I get back to them as soon as I can, and thank y'all for watching. Alright guys, before y'all kill me in the comments about not using a push block, I know I should have used one. But these are pretty simple cuts. It's 2x4s. I've already milled one side, already jointed I've already jointed one side, planed the top and bottom. And then I use this feather board. That black part on the left side you see is styrofoam, so even if it gets caught up in the blade, it's super safe, super simple to use, and you can see just how uneven that side was. So always try to square up your 2x4s, especially if you get them from a home goods store like I do. Alright guys, for anybody who's watched any of my videos, y'all know how much I love pocket holes. They're easy, convenient. 99% of the time when I build and I use pocket holes, they're hidden anyway. So I don't really have a need for a dowel jig right now, and I'm definitely not going out and paying $1,500 for a domino. But nothing wrong if you did, just my preference. So, like I said here, I'm building these boxes. Each built-in will get 4 of these. Look how quick this is with this Kreg jig. You can use their clamp, drill it in, and you don't have to wait for that glue to dry like you would for the domino or the dowel jig. It's literally put a bead of glue on there, rub it in, screw it in, and you're done. So gives you time and flexibility to keep on going along with your work. With that being said, everything I use is going to be in the link. There's going to be linked in the description below. Everything from drills, the pocket hole clamps to I think they still sell the Kreg K4. I've heard 731 Woodworks talk highly about the Masca jig, just a different pocket hole jig. So I'll put those in the link below. And if you've watched this far, please feel free to subscribe, like, comment, hit the bell icon, and it helps me out a bunch. I appreciate it. So if anybody else works in a one-man, one-woman shop, you know it can get a little sketchy from time to time. So that's kind of what happened here. And I'm also short anyways, with short arms. So here I'm trying to finagle this thing onto my workbench because I have to drill all these together, these two pieces together, and this is what makes the carcass. So everything worked out fine, but it did get a little sketchy there for a second. Just a few words of advice: if y'all do any kind of ripping of sheet goods, again going back to that one person shop, it's hard for me to rip 3/4 inch plywood or even 1/4 inch plywood by myself on a table saw. So this Makita cordless track saw has saved me so much. It's quick, it's easy, and being cordless is perfect for my little shop right here. So, and you can see right here, literally all I'm doing is sliding in that 1/4 inch plywood and brad nailing it down with some 18 gauge. That way it doesn't pop out at the end, and I'm using the 2x4s as that carcass. So the customer wanted the interior and the exterior painted. Some people really don't care about the interior of them, it's all for looks, but this customer wanted to use it as like a storage area as well, so we went ahead and built out the inside and the outside. In a few seconds here, you'll see where I made a physics mistake. And if I'm sure some of y'all who build already see what I'm doing wrong, leave it in the comments, but I'll let y'all figure out for yourselves. So here we go. So at this point, the carcasses were pretty much done. All we had to do was trim out the top and put some design pieces on it. So the top, the middle portion, the large open portion, is the only part of the built-in that's going to flip up and down. The left and right side holes are going to be covered with some 3/4 inch pine tops, and the front is getting a 1/2 inch pine, kind of like a trim design piece. That way it's not just plain looking. But if y'all have any questions, again, leave them in the comments. And all I'm doing right here is using a couple of scrap 3/4 inch pieces of pine as almost like cawls, just to keep that top from warping or cupping down the road. So right where those black hinges meet, I used 2 popsicle sticks on each end as spacers, and that gave me the perfect width to make sure that lid opened and closed without any kind of hiccups. And I did spray a little bit of WD-40 right there on that hinge. You can get them for, I think they were $2 or $3 a pair at Home Depot. So now everything was essentially built. It was just time for paint. And if y'all do any kind of at-home paint jobs pretty regularly, nothing commercial, just small projects, residential, go check out the Graco True Coat 360 sprayer. It's airless, and this thing is awesome. Never given me any kind of troubles. Super simple to clean. And like I said, I'll put the link in the description below. But these things are perfect for everything I do, and it's just, look how simple and quick it goes on. It's so much faster than brushing. So go check it out. Just a quick tip, if y'all do decide to get this sprayer, or any sprayer for that matter, please use some kind of respirator to protect your lungs. And this is it. This was what I was kind of saying. It's a rough video of the build. This is inside the customer's house, so I didn't really want to put the tripod up and kind of burden them. But this is how it turned out. Put that trim. We ended up doing a little sand and another coat of paint. And that's it, guys. Super simple build. Thank y'all.